Hello, it's Jen Shahade, and this is Cheat Day in Chess. Today, we are going to look at one of the most viewed chess games of all time. That's right, it's a game featuring my brother Greg against Sam Sevian, who was only 10 years old at the time of this game, but he was already a chess master. Over 2.5 million views for this game, so let's take a look and see what made it so popular.
Good luck.
Look at me, I'm winning him! I'm winning!
I thought I defended that. I'm gonna win anyway.
I'm winning!
Whoa, let's take a look and see what happened there. So after c4, the English opening, Sam responds with c6, e4, could go into a Caro-Kann after d5, but Sam playing e6, now the position is headed towards an exchange variation of the French. Very solid for black. After knight c3, bishop b4, c takes d, Sam could either capture with the pawn or with the knight. He chose to take with the knight. And now, if Greg plays the move bishop d2, castles, it's a pretty interesting position. White would love to have his bishop on this attacking square d3. But in that case, rook e8 check is actually a pretty annoying move. We can't really easily interpose with any piece successfully, so we might have to just go back with our bishop, and that's not fun. So instead, White would probably originally play bishop e2. Not the most aggressive square for the bishop, but on the other hand, this pawn on c6 prevents black from playing the aggressive knight c6 in some situations. So isolated queen-pawn position should give White some dynamic choices, but black's very solid positionally. So that would be a rich struggle. But instead, Greg blundered with the move bishop d3 immediately. And now c3 is not adequately defended. So Sam just snapped it off on c3. After bishop takes c3, this is a double attack on the king and the rook on a1. But Sam's technique made things even worse after queen to e7 check, this hyper accurate move. Greg forced to scamper back with bishop e2, and after bishop a1, queen a1, try to get some counterplay with the move d5, since you see that this queen is now uncovering an attack all the way on the pawn on g7. But Sam met it with just castles, and now White's going to have trouble castling because of this bishop. So Greg forced to play bishop e3, and Sam now continues to develop his pieces, and the position gets worse and worse for Greg. Let's pick up the game.
Classic.
Classic game.
Sam, what do you think the probability you're going to win the game is?
100%.
100%.
Are you doing recording? Oh, this will be on
Is this video?
Yeah, this is the only video of the game.
I want to be famous. It'd be really bad if you lost this on video. That would be just. If you would ever get over it.
Let's take a look and see how Sam tried to convert this. When you're playing a blitz game and you're winning, it's very important to try to make it as simple as possible, because complications can come from nowhere when the clock is ticking down. So trading queens, often a good idea. That's what Sam did with this move, queen d4. Forced to trade the queens, complications go down. We reached another interesting situation after bishop a6, d2. If Greg had played the move bishop takes c4 here, now black has a pleasant choice. We could play d1 equals queen. Now after rook takes d1, rook takes d1, it's two rooks versus two bishops. That's totally winning for black. On the other hand, we could play rook takes c4. bishop takes d2, rook c2, forcing the bishop and the pawn. We're forking them, and we're going to win the pawn, and now this a pawn is going to start running. Which one's better? Well, they're both totally winning, and in chess, a point is a point. You don't get 5 points for totally crushing your opponent and 1 point by grinding out an endgame. But I think that that second option is even more practical because you can literally close your eyes, trash talk, and move your pawn forward, and you're just going to win the game. There's very little to go wrong, except, of course, maybe something like moving this rook and allowing rook b8 checkmating. But that hasn't ever happened to any of you guys before, has it? So yeah, I think that from a practical point of view, make Luft here, take this a-pawn, push the a-pawn, black's going to win so easily. And that's really what you want in Blitz, so you have plenty of time to trash talk. But let's take a look and see how the young Sevian got it done.
I'm crushing you. I'm crushing you. Shush.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. You're not going to weapons here, that's for sure.
It's on video.
Good game up.
I love my goal.
Alright, yeah. C. None.
You're down on time.
By a minute and 20, so there's no way to
Finish your game, you know.
Whoa! I found a new bot.
Still me.
No,
Be quiet. Come on. Come on.
Huge victory there for Sam Sevian. And here we see Sam at the St. Louis Chess Club, where he earned his final Grandmaster norm. He became a Grandmaster at 13, defeating records set by Bobby Fischer and Hikaru Nakamura to become the youngest ever Grandmaster in American history. I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode of Cheat Day in Chess. And I will see you guys next time. Hit me up on Twitter at Jen Shahade and at US Chess. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.